Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge. Okay, this is a little bit of a gear update. Now, as many of you know, I recently got a Grail water bottle. And if you're not familiar with it, let me give you a quick on it. This is a system of 4 pieces individually. You have a lid that screws on and off, you have an inner chamber, you have a water filter that screws into the bottom, and then you have this outer layer. These slide apart, you fill this outer layer to this fill line, and then you, like a French press, squeeze them back together. You crack open the lid. And this will force it through the filter in the bottom of the internal through it to filter it. Any search of Grail online is going to show you a lot of these. Now, I got this for water filtration because nowadays it's becoming more and more necessary. But I have used for 40 years a U.S. Army canteen kit with the cup and the lid, etc. And I've gone over this particular set many times. This is my tried and true FIELD set. But I need to be honest with you. To me, one of the reasons that I have stayed away from the round water bottle, be it the stainless steel one that you can put in the fire like Dave Canterbury talks about, or whatever, is I just never cared for the round bottle. In my mind, when you say going to the woods, this is what we're talking about. Either a metal one, a plastic one, or one of mine like I've got that's made out of the same stuff that's those Negaline type bottles. So it's clear and you can see through it. Like that. That's a quart of water. It's been my favorite go-to forever. But down here in my south, when it gets to be summer, I have to run 2 canteens. Because the disadvantage is, me being old school, the way that I purify my water has been simply to boil it. I take my canteen cup out of my set right here, and I've got a lid in the bottom and folded up aluminum foil. And to me, this is a cook set that happens to have a water bottle in it. Okay? This is my real capacity right here. This is just the way I carry the water with it. So in my mind, that's what that is. But when you go and you boil the water, it's hot. Yes, 200 something degrees. And here in my part of the south, when it's 105, 110, 80, 90% humidity, it don't cool off very fast. So when you boil it and you put it into the canteen, and that's one of the reasons I picked these Negaline type canteens, is they can handle boiling water. And it gave me a lot of versatility for this canteen to also be used as a hot water bottle. And I could sterilize it easily in the field by just simply pouring boiling water into it. But the disadvantage, heat. You'd find a really good cool stream coming right out of the ground that you're not right at the source, so it's not safe to drink it. So you got to purify it, and you got to take that beautiful, cool, thirst-quenching water and bring it up to boiling point, and then you know it's going to be 2 hours, maybe, before it ever cools down enough that it's tolerable to drink. So that was always a problem. I came up with other little tricks to try to fix it. But the Grail gives me the option of carrying this like my second canteen. And I can take the water directly from the source, squeeze it, and still keep cool water. Now, someone's already asked, how much is that capacity versus the canteen cup? Well, this is a full Grail except for like 2 sips or 3 sips I've had out of it. So let's see. 1 U.S. Army canteen quart. This would allow me to go straight to the source, fill it up, and get basically a half canteen worth of water in one press and still be cool water. That would be a big advantage. So it would probably take 2 full, 2 1/4 of this to fill this all the way to capacity. That's how much water it produces every time you do a press. Now it'll do 300 presses, they're saying, as long as you filter it, pre-filter it. Use a little common sense. And it's good water. It takes everything out, all the chemicals, all the chlorine, all the other stuff, including the stuff like viruses. And today, with the problems we got going on, that's an idea. Now that it's empty, I can show you the components. There's the adder skin. There's the big filter cartridge that screws on and off. Here's the internal chamber. And then here is the top. Now, never put raw water in here. Think of it this way. This is the dirty water cup. When you get home, after you've been dipping this up the filter, clean this. Do not put this into a dishwasher. Clean it with a little mild soap water. Clean it real good and let it dry. The directions say how to set this up for storage is you're done with it. You should air press it a couple times after it's dried so that the air dries the filter. So no water in this outer, but you put it in there, pull it out, put it in there, so it forces air through that and it kind of dries it out. Now leave this out of it and let it set for overnight, and you're set to store it. Okay? It's got a really good silicone seal there, and then the top, same thing. When you're going to go press on the lid, there's a couple of dots there and there, an orange and green. That means that little pointer, if it's pointing to the top, it's too hard. You can't push it down because no air can get out. Turn around so it's pointing to the green dot, that little indicator, and now it's loose so that when I go to press it, air can get out. If not, with it closed, and I go to press it, I'm compressing air, and it don't want to go. And you think, man, it's jammed up. Do like that and put your fingers on the side. Don't push down on that lid. Put your fingers on the side, and it goes in, just like that. It's slow, but it's not horrible. You'll push it down in like 10-15 seconds, something like that. I just put my weight on it and just let it sink. And it takes about that long, with water in it or not. It's about the same. That's a good tight seal, and that's what we want to see. Now, once it's down there, tighten up your lid, you're good to go. So like I said, that's how much water it makes at a time. I think without my sips that I've already taken out of it, about a half a canteen. But I can immediately fill that up and then turn right around and redo this. Dip it right out of the water source again and fill it up. Fill that canteen to the top. And then I fill this full of water again. And I got another full run. Okay? So therefore, I'm carrying my 2 canteens, but one of my canteens does the job of my filtration now. Okay? Makes sense. But, you know me, old school. I was thinking, you know, if it's going to be a short hike, I wouldn't need that. I could tote this, but this is a cook system. This don't fit in that. So I went to looking and seeing if there was somebody that was selling a carry set that kind of does the same job for one of these Grails. And I was kind of surprised to find that Randy at Stitch Gear makes a carrier. I knew he had a carrier. I just didn't realize it would fit this, that will carry this. But it didn't have a cooking pot. So I called him up and I went talking to Randy about that. And he said, you know, by luck, he'd been experimenting with the idea and he'd found a pot for it that works really well. And it's not expensive. Okay, what is it? Then he told me, and I laughed because I had one of these. So when I went and asked him about it, and he said, sure, go get one and try it. So I had one sitting actually in my gear locker. And so I went and opened up and brought out one of them Stanley cups. You've seen this at Walmart or whatever. It's made by Stanley, and it's got markings on it for different levels. And the handle comes off like that and locks in position. Then you got this little slider here that you can slide it tight or loose to lock the handles. You got a little lid that's got a drain and a vent hole in it. And you got a pretty good sized cup. So we're taking that Stanley cup, fits it perfect. But the handle, Blackie, the handle is a wire bail. You slide this little ring all the way to the end, and you're going to grab and squeeze these together, and you're going to take one go high and one go low. And you'll understand what I mean. You get it in there and you kind of torque it to one side like that, and you'll make it, if you just wiggle it a minute, it'll come off. Now, I can take the lid, put that cover on it, set that on it, and that will slide down into a carrier, won't it? Where I can grab the water bottle and pull it in and out like a Canteen Cup. And then I can reach down and pull this out if I need it. To my knowledge, there's nobody on YouTube that I could find that was doing a cook system for a Grail. Well, there's a cook system for a Grail. You just need a carrier. And by luck, Randy makes them. Well, I ain't got one of them yet. I got to save my pennies up a little bit. Me and Randy are friends, but that's business, okay? And I'm not going to ask him to give me something because we're friends. I'm doing it because I want the gear. It's my gear. And to put the handle back in, you just squeeze the handles together, go, let me show you. Squeeze the handles back together, go one horn in, go one horn in, put the other horn in. Sometimes it's better to come from the top, like that. I like to come from the top on that one. Okay, wiggle it down, and you'll see it go into position, just like that. Now when you slide this keeper in, it binds it so it can't, so now it's rigid. It can't fold or nothing, so now you got a cook pot. Now I have one other piece. Right now at Walmart they got these for about $1.50. It's made by Ozark Trail, and it's a long handled spoon, kind of like that Light My Fire spoon. Easily big enough to get all the way to the bottom of them recesses down there and easily eat out of this pot, so that I can sit and eat just like out of my Canteen Cup. But wait, there's more. After looking at this, I was thinking about me making me a carrier for a temporary. I'm probably going to cut one of these horns just a little shorter so it comes in and out a little quicker. About it. But I was thinking about a carrier for it, and maybe a belt carrier that I could carry, and I got to thinking, you know, Blackie, you're going to carry your canteen still, right? You're not throwing it away. So this is a step up when I need more. Well, what are you going to be carrying when you're doing more? I'm going to be carrying my rucksack. The rucksack that I carry, the one that I worked with Jason Hunt to build, and over here on the side of it, there's already a pre-made pocket. Look at this. So you take the handle, horns up, go to the bottom. The lid, go to the bottom. I like to turn it so that the tabs to the bottom, like that. In goes the pot. In goes the Grail. Slide down the side of the spoon. Cinch up the cord. And there is a carry system for the Grail cook set on a camp craft rucksack, ready to go. So without even knowing it, I already had 90% of it. All I needed was the Grail. I'm going to be using that Grail a lot this year, especially now with the viruses we got popping around. The fact it filters viruses, that's an advantage. And I've started drinking my water out of that, especially when I go out to restaurants or whatever, which you're not allowed down here in the South right now to eat indoors. If I'm going to get water, I just go up to the thing and I fill it up into that and squeeze it through. It works really good. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. If you're looking for that fancy leather carrier I'm talking about, go look at stitchgear.com and Randy, again, at stitchgear.com, and he's got a carrier already made up that whole system will fit into it as a belt carrier. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please leave any questions or comments. Until next time, I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge, wishing you safe journeys. Stay healthy, guys. Have a great day.